Oh, Kamen's talking about Helluva Boss again.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Oh, what will he do this time? Will he mess up the characters' names like he usually does? Or will he not do the insurmountable task of looking up characters' Instagrams just so he can backstory on some characters that the show should have itself established as main characters? Well, sit back and watch me fail, boys and girls!
You'll never see it come back. You say that my mind is too fast for eyes.
You know, there's always a problem whenever you review something that you genuinely think is positive, and that it's not entertaining to rip something apart that's good and jokes are hard to do. Bad stuff? Oh, hell yeah.
My mistake was thinking that video games are art.
How about this?
When talking about stuff that is mostly positive and you try to make jokes out of it, you attempt to find negatives, it rubs people the wrong way. So in order to alleviate this sort of thing, I'll be making fun of everything. And for the more astute members of my audience, all 7 of you, that includes you and me. And it also includes my editor, who happens to be my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's right. I'm doing the editing, and I am goddamn proud of it. Also, you are severely overestimating my intellect if you think I knew what the word astute was before this entire video happened, so yeah.
But back to talking about positives and how hard it is to talk about them or make it funny, my last video was a struggle for me to actually come up with issues with the episode itself, although I still do stand by my criticisms. Now, we come to an episode that's not as great as the second one. It's not bad, mind you, but it lacks the actual emotional oomph that the second episode with Stolas and Octavia had. It's a hard act to follow up, and unfortunately, that can be a bad thing for a series. The way you order your story can be just as important as what happens in it. I know I brought this up a few times, but one of the issues I've had with things like, oh, say, I don't know, The Last of Us 2,
This is your editing girlfriend from the great beyond. Stop bringing up The Last of Us 2. Nobody cares anymore. At least I don't think anybody cares. If you do, then I feel sorry for you.
is basically how the story is structured. Not to give too many spoilers, since people always get mad at me for that, but there's a very dramatic turn in the narrative where you take over another character's perspective after you spend about 15 hours practically hating the main character you're playing. Basically, when there's such an impactful event, like say, oh, I don't know.
Lost, you will be okay. When I'm gone, you'll be okay.
What happens afterwards is going to be overshadowed, or at the very least, that's the risk. So, you see, this kind of reinforces my issue with giving so much development to Stolas and Octavia in the previous episode, which is a shame because we do get some pretty good character development and backstory in episode 3. Most notably with Loona and Blitzo. Hey, there's a reason why she's the character in the thumbnail.
No, permission not granted.
Oh no, somebody's going to get an email.
So with YouTube now breathing down my back, one of the things that was great about this episode was Loona. She was also the worst part, but in order to tease you guys into wondering why that is, I'm just going to stick with the positives for now. It is actually quite refreshing to see a character who's normally crass and rude, to see them have some sort of vulnerability, especially when it comes to puppy love. Hehehe.
Oh, you stink!
Using tropes or cliches aren't inherently a bad thing, just how they're executed that's the issue. Besides, it's amazing to see Loona react to texts.
Oh. Whoa.
Man, it's really like they're trying to push the envelope with Loona here.
Spring break is no place for young, vulnerable goth girls. You know, the kind of freaks up there who drool all over you.
Oh yeah, coming from the guy who...
Yeah, I really want you, sir. Me too. Let's three-way.
And he's judging me? You got no room to talk, Blitzo! My god, I'm arguing with a perverted cartoon character. What is even my life right now? Loona is the star in this, especially when the whole aspect of family is being brought up, which, in all honesty, I'm detecting a couple of themes here in the entire show. Family and relationships. Obviously, you got Millie and Moxie, the young couple, Blitzo and his adopted daughter, Loona, Blitzo and Verosika being exes, and in the last episode, Stolas and Octavia with a father-daughter relationship. Oh, and I guess...
I'm not spending another moment looking at your pathetic, imp-sucking face!
It's a subtle theme that I'm sure I'm not the only one picking up on with these episodes that have been coming out. Obviously, we have to wait to see if this trend continues, but it's good to wait and see what happens next. Man, I keep going on random segues. This is more of a character-based episode. One that's more of a fun romp without too much of a deep and concerning message. That already I'm just as blind as a bat to see it. The plot of the episode revolves around Blitzo fighting with his ex, Verosika, over a parking spot.
This is the only parking spot my company has, so take your tampon race car somewhere else.
Actually, prick, it has my name on it.
Verosika and her crew, save for Tex, are succubi and incubi, demons that are known for their sexual origins, where they'll sap away the life force from their lovers. And that is about as much as YouTube will allow me to go with, and hey, at least I'll say this, they certainly live up to what the species is supposed to do.
Foxy, don't let her access any of your holes!
This leads into a challenge between the two groups, with Imp attempting to
Off.
more people than the succubi can. Look, most of you have seen the episode and probably looking for a reviewer to validate your opinion. You know what they're doing. Don't get uptight since YouTube likes to censor everything. And there's a subplot of Loona falling for Tex, the hellhound that works for Verosika. They also really go out of the way to make Loona look adorable.
Oh, love me, mister. Oh, mister.
Man, vivziepop playing dirty with the furries. And so the bet is made, and I have to take some time to say that I actually enjoy the change in animation when it comes to Blitzo explaining the nonsensical plan to beat Verosika. It's really become a bit of a regular thing that animations now will include different styles of animation or to change up the presentation every once in a while. It's something that I like, but most of the time shows will go through many animations as if we were watching a reanimate video on YouTube, and it can be a bit disorienting and annoying as they go through many animation styles. It's just something that I see in a lot of animation nowadays, like in Gravity Falls and the Invader Zim movie, but I can appreciate there being some dedication to going to different art styles. Sure, it's craptastically simple, but that's the point. And it still has charm, much like those Diary of a Wimpy Kids books that people won't stop recommending me for some reason. So the group travels to the human world in order to off horny college students. You know, it's actually kind of convenient that all their targets are all in this one random beach and they're all college students all at the same time. And this is the only thing that I don't like about the episode straight up. Oh, not the ability to have a human disguise, mind you, I just don't like Luna's hair. I don't know what it is, but having the whole one-sided shave look never really appealed to me when it comes to character designs. And the style works for Luna's hellhound form because there's more stuff there like her ears and the fur. But for the human version, I don't know, it just feels empty. And I know that's the point, I know you're typing it out right now, so...
Why don't you learn to take criticism, you talentless baby-dicked troll?
Well, why don't you take an art class?
Why don't you see how expensive they are?
I'm not going to talk too much about the actual beach scenes since, well, yeah.
No, unacceptable.
What I do want to talk about is characterization. We actually get a lot from the main cast, specifically Loona and Blitzo, as I mentioned earlier. We get a look into their father-adoptive-daughter relationship. Like, you can actively tell there's a deep, almost obsessive...
Where's my baby?
I guess, love. And he does care for his adoptive daughter to a suffocating degree. And to be fair, I'm sure a lot of us can see that in our own parents and how the parental love and care can be overbearing. And I'm sure most parents aren't like Blitzo. At least I hope most parents aren't like Blitzo.
It's the O is silent.
We do get to see the characters interact and see how they view each other, and it's thanks to this guy. You see this guy? He's cool. I like him. He's professional, he's charismatic, and he almost broke the hearts of millions of furries by basically becoming the crush for Loona.
I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror.
He's also the key player in allowing us to see the character dynamic between Blitzo and Loona. Unknowingly, obviously, but this is the kind of writing that I can get behind. It allows us to pull back the veil of characters' masks and see how they actually are, to lower their defenses and see how they really feel about those around him. Sure, Loona didn't have the greatest respect for Blitzo.
I got you a little something.
Is it a cure for syphilis?
Then I don't want it!
But it's fascinating to see that her true emotions come out.
Oh, what does it matter? You're not my real dad. I was almost 18.
It still counts.
Well, it shouldn't. I didn't need you then, asshole. I don't now.
And what's even better than this? We see that she knows she went a step too far.
Enjoy your break, Looney. I'm gonna go kill something.
Like, holy shit! From what we've seen from Loona thus far, would you ever think that she'd feel bad for insulting Blitzo? Ever? Loona knows she took it too far and knows now that's a lot of damage. I love that. And I'm kind of pissed off too, because in between these two scenes, we get this breaking up the tension.
Oh my god, it's a fucking possum!
A human called me a possum. I am not a possum.
It's funny, don't get me wrong, but we have this really dramatic character feud conflict going on, and you interrupt it for a stupid drunk joke? Whatever. What's next?
Ooh, fish.
Well, okay then. Like, to be completely honest, there was setup for Verosika accidentally throwing her demonic drink into the water and this fish was beginning to mutate. And this action scene is well choreographed. I mean, there's a bit of choppiness near the end where the animation isn't as fluid. Like, is it just me or is the animation here really stilted? I feel like they were trying to go for like a badass slow motion scene here, but it doesn't really convey that really well. And it kind of sticks out in comparison to the rest of the animation in this episode that has so much more fluid animation. Even right after this scene, we get more fluid animation. And then it just happens again. I have no idea what's going on here, and I only really caught this on my second viewing of the episode, so it might just be nitpicking or overthinking this. It does have some funny moments, and it does establish Millie as a badass, but I don't know, this kind of rubs me the wrong way. Don't know why. Maybe I'm just being petty. Oh, and before the episode ends...
Really? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend throws a ton of crazy hound parties.
Ouch! So, overall, my thoughts on this episode are positive, and I can see a lot of care was put into the characters, especially their interactions and development, which is what I want from this series. But considering that the episode it followed, it really kneecaps the impact here. But hey, that's just one nerd's opinion on it. How about your guys's? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm MangaKamen, and we're to examine your fandom.
My ship is dead!
Attention and file. March for miles to share our love with the stars above. We mean it duly, cause it's our duty to salute your beauty. Wow. Nobody gets another out of town. Yeah. There's no denial. You leave us stifled with your radiant smile. Yeah. Move to the beat. You better put on your goggles, cause we're gonna bring the heat. Cruise with me, there's lots to see.